Welcome to the Crippled System Video Battle Report number 11. I'm Josh, I'm a local Merc player, and we've got Brian's Skorne.
Hello.
And John's Menoth.
Hello.
And we are duking it out in close quarters, it looks like.
Yeah, that was the scenario, if I remember correctly.
And the last time I watched myself play a game, I want to vomit.
We'll see if you want to vomit again, Brian.
And like always, we'll try not to spoil how the game goes. We'll see if we fail or not. Obviously, we started the death clock. We didn't do the deployment on the death clock because that's boring to watch. So my list is Xerxis theme tier 2. I have Tiberian, a gladiator, 4 units of min Accuarii, 2 units of min Incendiarii, and a full unit of pain givers.
Right, and more eyes.
More eyes.
And I'm running a P-Sevi, basically just a gun line list.
Which I didn't quite realize at first, which you'll see in a minute here.
Yeah,
some funny results.
Yep, I've got the Vessel of Menoth, the Avatar, 2 Sunbursts, Ion and Holt with an Attendant Priest attachment, so I can get the Eye of Menoth advantage, Roven and his Bodyguard, so I can use things to snipe out stealthy solos, and then and Redeemer and Blessing of Vengeance as well for Jax.
Nice. Yeah, my first turn's pretty generic. What I always do is I put Fury on Tiberian, Defenders right on my caster, then I charge my caster forward. I rush Tiberian with the Gladiator, then the Gladiator charges forward. Then Tiberian runs usually 10 inches forward. About 2 inches in front of my caster, so if someone decides to shoot my caster, I have the nice shield guard, plus Tiberian can go in any direction. When I'm a little bit more clever and smart, when I realize my opponent has a nice army of guns, I keep Tiberian back a little bit more, but I'm like, he can't die. He's Tiberian.
Yeah, he is a tough bastard.
He is a son of a bitch.
I'll give him that. Yeah, and it's a lot of armor and a lot of multi-wound infantry to deal with. Oh, Brian's already done. Look at that. Oh, it's my turn.
This is my last game playing that army before it's painted. I'm actually going to prime it this week and paint it all up.
Fantastic.
It's been so cold I haven't been able to prime. It's going to be in the 40s by Thursday.
And I think this is going to be my first of many games playing this army fully unpainted. I'm sure many of you are cursing that right now, but I enjoy playing, not so much the painting.
In like a couple more turns, it won't matter. No one can see anything on who's on what side or where anything is anyway.
You are a big fan of those AoE artillery pieces. You use them pretty consistently in a variety of your lists.
Yeah. I mean, range 16, POW 16 with a 4-inch AoE it's a solid piece. And one fun trick with this list too is because they can only not move and fire during their activation. You can actually use one of the blessings from the battle engine to move and shoot them when they're killed, which is kind of a fun little trick that some people don't see coming.
I don't think I've ever seen those on the table before this game.
I don't see many people say, but actually John, he's enjoyed them too much. And you've got good success out of them too. I mean, it's why you keep using them, is they actually do some effective things for you.
Yeah, a lot of people don't see them as much of a threat.
Yeah.
And plus with the new steamroller rules too, I mean, there's a lot of scenarios where get them within 4 inches of that objective, and all of a sudden it's boosted attack and damage rolls at POW 16.
Yeah, people underestimate light artillery, I think.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
My Skorne piece costs 2 points. It does D3 shots, so it has pretty good range. I would almost use it all the time if it was D3 plus 1, but I hate D3 even so much. Like if I was guaranteed 2 shots of that thing, I'd probably take it in half my lists.
Yeah, but that turn that you really need 2 shots at least is the turn you're always going to be getting wrong.
I'd be happy if it was just rate of fire 2. I don't even care about those times you get 3. Just give me 2 shots every time. That's all I need. I take it.
I think right here, I'm just I know I protected my Jax from non-magical shooting to prevent any toe-ins from his cataphracts, which I'm not even sure if they are on this list because I'm so bad at recognizing Skorne models.
This list, I do have Incendiary both on the left and the right side of my caster. It's what I do in all lists. Your list, when I look at it, you have some infantry, but a lot of times, if my opponent has a lot more infantry, I'll just walk all 8 incendiary forward and just usually set up the entire front rank of an opponent's army on fire. So because you're more jack heavy and low model count, it's not as big of a threat.
Yeah.
I mean, it still exists, but it's...
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, my largest infantry squad is the 4-man choir unit. Everything else is 3-man, so definitely reduces the targets a little bit for them. But they're all squishy.
Yeah.
Except for Roven, I guess.
But all your jacks are pretty high armor.
Could be very crippling to lose a bunch of crew members on a gun or something like that to an AoE.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was waiting to happen. I'm kind of leery of the incinerators, or incendiary.
And I did for both of my... I have 2 units that are in rough terrain, but I did, in my turn, use both Xerxis and a Tyrant Commander. I forgot I also have a Tyrant Commander. Both of them gave the Pathfinder that unit. I find a Tyrant Commander in this list to be pretty critical. I wish I could fit a second one in, but the points don't allow it.
Yeah, so it's base speed 4 on all your medium infantry?
They're 5.
They're 5? Oh, that's...
But all of them but the Incendiary have reach, because they don't, but everything else has reach, so it's pretty nice. 10-inch threat.
Yeah, and keeping
then,
that mobility is very good for troops like that.
And both Xerxes and Tyrant Commander can give +2 to walking, which a lot of times will do is if I have the Incendiary in the front rank, they'll walk forward, they'll
Rack
shoot.
exploded.
And then my second rank will walk 7 and block them. You poor Rack.
Yeah. Oh, and we'll say, too, I guess, you might not be able to see the tokens, but Eye of Menoth, of course, is up, as is Vision on the Battle Engine, and Defender's Ward on Blessing of Vengeance. Helps make him a little more survivable at Defense 15, Armor 21.
Brian tries to get down it past all the flags
Yeah.
without, chunking off a piece of flesh.
I have a second gladiator whose flag broke off. I may just throw the whole model away. I might start getting some plastic gladiators because the metal ones, the flags break so bad. So I'm going to repaint the second gladiator just so that my flag won't fall off. Some Skorne players take their flags off, and whenever I fight them, I never know what the jacks are. Or I think they'll have an army of... Because a cannoneer does not have a flag.
Oh.
So I think their entire army is cannoneers when they pull the flags off the gladiators. Obviously, a cannoneer has a huge gun, and a gladiator doesn't, but I can't. I look for a flag. I don't look for...
Yeah, you just see the round gray lump and think
Yep.
Cannoneer.
Yep. So here's my Incendiary just trying to lob some fires. Basically, even though I don't have a lot, I'm like, maybe I'll get some lucky drifts. Maybe I'll end something, on a caster. It's always funny to put a caster in a fire early.
Definitely puts a timer on the game.
Yeah.
It doesn't go out.
So there, I think you managed to hit the battle engine with fire, but fortunately it's immune to fire. So
one of the Roven's guard, I think, was on fire. Possibly.
Yep, he is lit up.
I may get the Avatar too, but I don't think none of us really cared about that for the most part. It's like,
dice -9 is
oh my god,
is fairly.
There's Andy.
He's like, there he went. Huh. That was terrifying for everybody.
About that.
I hope that stays in the final cut.
Oh, they do a lot of editing here at Crippled System.
Yeah, completely
Leave you me.
He'll merge the sound file and the video file together and upload it. He won't even know. We could say anything. We could all just start singing songs, and he wouldn't have any idea what's going on.
Yeah, he would upload it and be really, really surprised once he got all sorts of comments saying, "Why are they just singing Kumbaya for an hour?"
I think that has to be in every video now.
Yeah.
Singing Kumbaya
with Andy's face.
Oh, okay.
Only with Andy's face, though.
And here's a pretty standard. Since I know my Incendiary won't be too valuable, I kind of jam them in the front, and I put a whole entire Accurari unit behind them just ready for some fun. And now the rest of my army just kind of is preparing for which angles you're going to charge me at and have a bunch of hopefully good counterattacks.
Yeah, because the weapon masters under Xerxes' feet are pretty scary to deal with, and plus Fury too makes high armor fairly useless.
I'm trying to double check your threat range of the Avatar because sometimes I forget how fast or slow he is. Like Tiberian cannot be hit by the Avatar here. Like, haha.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have 0 movement shenanigans at all on this list, other than Enliven from my Vassal, which I don't think I mentioned that I have, but he's currently behind that ring wall, and standing next to a Redeemer.
If I was cool, what I do forget to do a lot is when I advance Tiberian, if I should have bumped his Animus up.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter a lot of times, but it's just nice to get. It's just good to get up just in case someone tries some shenanigans on me.
What's his Animus again?
It's bumps, so if someone hits you in melee, they get pushed back 3 inches.
Oh, yeah,
it expires after the first hit, but it'll...
But it definitely stops a charge.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it would mess with the avatar.
Exactly.
Obviously, Colossals don't care, but
right.
enough things do.
We got the lone crewman out there getting ready to hold off a wave of Acuri.
Yeah.
Well, his guy's with him.
That's right. That's the important thing.
The rest of my incendiary that are up there.
Oh, and the Acuri are
And
following.
my terror commander had given them the Pathfinder, and then he ran off to the middle of the field. I find it's interesting. I always have to make sure one of my terror commanders at all times. I need to plan ahead for the following turn if he's going to move left or right, or which way he's going to go. Like which unit needs that Pathfinder, which unit's going to need that +2 to move. Or I often charge my terror commander into battle once I don't need other things.
Yeah. So he's fairly scary on his own, just in melee, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a weapon master, power 12.
Looks like some fire went out there.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think here. I don't believe anything actually burns to death here. I think maybe just a point or two on one of Rovin's guys.
Yeah, it was a pretty light fire turn.
Yeah.
That's what my incendiary are all up front. They're like, okay, you guys can, your punishment for not having a good army to kill is you can burn.
And I think the Avatar got 3 focus this turn.
Yeah. I just assume my Avatar always have 3 to 4 focus.
And up here I'm upkeeping all 3 spells and loading some focus onto the Redeemer to fire off some shots into his troops.
I think at this point you mentioned the theme of your army is a shoot. I'm like, oh, I hadn't really paid attention.
I suppose there are a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to develop a plan as to what to shoot, because that is a lot of things that aren't going to die easily to just a shot or two.
One of the toughest things going against Brian's list there is just figuring out what to prioritize, because everything is tough.
Yeah, everything's beefy troops with several boxes and decent armor.
I'm pre-planning. They're getting all my each unit's card kind of near where it's going to be. I try to once I move forward, I'm just basically trying to space them out so I can mark damage.
That's a good idea. I kind of have my cards set aside to the right. Order of troops in the back, but I guess keeping them up like that will make damage marking a lot quicker.
Just makes it, especially with all them being multi-wounds, I try to do it as fast as I can. So I try to get things everywhere.
Yeah. Plus, with the cards like that, it's probably a lot easier to not lose track of which units are getting damaged.
And this Josh played against one of my earlier versions of the list. I'm not sure if I had 2 jacks or not on that list, but I had played maybe 6 or 8 games before I settled on the list that I'm playing here. In my test games, I went like 3. I went either 3 and 3 or 4 and 4 in test games, just trying to because I tried 1 jack, I tried to have X more just different units. I sometimes will still put in the shield guard unit, because a lot of people who play this list play similar to mine, but they pull out 2 min Acuri and they add in 1 shield guard unit, so then you have a solid brick in the middle that's armor 22.
Which is pretty intimidating.
It is, but I mean, I like having these 4 min units, because now my units can go any direction. When you have 1 solid 6-man unit, then that unit gets Defender Ward, which is not on my caster. So if someone gets lucky and they get to my caster, suddenly he doesn't have the extra protection I like to keep on him. It's a valid strategy, but I have had much better luck with this list in this current form.
Here, I think I'm still mainly just plotting, working some angles here.
The benefit of Death Clock, you're not rushed.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to run out of time here. Sort of plan on how to unpack. So I definitely want to get Anna and Holt up there to harm something before I can, really start unloading, so I can make sure I can kind of maximize my damage.
I think this is the bottom of turn 2 is where we're at right now.
Yes. Yep. Oh, finally doing something. Maybe.
He's like, I'm thinking.
Staring at that control range.
Yeah.
It's also kill box. You're making sure you're just far enough in the kill box.
Oh, yeah. I think that was probably part of my thing, too. Because, my first 2 games with Menoth playing 2014 Steamroller, I kill boxed myself because I'm just a tactical genius, apparently. Yep, so here my choir's moving up. I'm battle hymning all 3 jacks to get some extra hit and damage boosts.
Everyone is shocked.
Yep. Never saw it coming.
Completely flabbergasted.
As you should be.
It's just a rare choice.
No one ever does that.
No one ever does that. I don't think I've ever seen a Menoth player do that before.
So there. Throwing that out there. I think I'm
Very
not
confident.
Sure why? Yeah, very confident move. I think I'm counting on his defender's ward to save him in the instance of a charge.
Well, you wanted to be in arc range spells too, so
Yeah.
It's kind of important with a caster like Severius to have an arc node that can get up there and get in.
Now I'm moving up Gaius and Cassian to kind of block some charge lanes and also open up some space for Ayanna and Holt to sneak out here. So there she is. And Holt's creeping up behind her.
like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I was sad that no fire would drift on that when I was fat. They were my real hopes of targets when I was shooting all those.
Yeah, they are. They are the ideal fire target.
Yep.
Arm 11, not so great.
No, not good at all.
And here you are harming Tiberian.
Yep.
Which is my first sign that I might not be happy with the results of what's about to happen.
Yep. So roll easily low enough to get that, especially with the IM Menoth affecting them.
As a Merc player, it would be nice to have that.
Yeah.
I mean, 8's pretty good, but
9's better.
9 is better.
Yeah.
More is good.
Now Holt's taking some shots at those incendiary up on the hill.
It's like, take that.
Yeah. And let's see here. So
That guy right in the face. Take.
And I believe I'm rather indecisive with my shooting here because it's, I think, like 8 o'clock at night, and I just get more and more indecisive as the night grows.
You're trying to thin the lines. Got to work on them at some point.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like the list Brian's bringing makes you make some really tough choices. You just don't have a lot of good options.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. And, so I'm ineffectually plinking a point or two into...
killed one.
Wait, no, I killed one.
Look at that. Boom.
Making a liar out of me.
You have just taken out my key model.
That was the linchpin upon which Brian's entire strategy hinged.
Here comes a massive...
Dice -4 on him, right?
Is it... Yeah,
He's power 13, so minus 2.
Minus 2. Minus 2 only. So 2 of those will kill it. That was your sunburst missing my...
Oh, yep. I forgot the first sunburst missed Tiberian.
Yep. And I was like, haha, take that, guns. You can't hit a guy who's defense 10. Because he's Fury, he dropped his defense. But then the next one hits him in the face.
Yep.
In the face.
Yep. And with harm and I have Menoth up, I believe it's rolling at a -2 for damage.
You basically you have a +3 base. I'm just checking your AoE shenanigans. Because they're 4, right?
Yep. If they are 4, so
It's a good AoE size.
rolling some small collateral damage, which surprisingly doesn't do a lot against Xerxis.
Yeah, he's basically armor 20 with like 3 transfers. I basically keep him at armor 20 with Defender's War, 3 transfers for 70% of most games.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a wise move. Because, I mean, with his feet and his abilities and stuff, you want to kind of keep him up towards the front lines.
With his passive, I mean, just having his passive, his models walk through each other is such an amazing thing. Yeah. And when he has to charge, he does, and you can do some serious damage.
Mm-hmm.
Due to a technical glitch, we actually tried recording a game before this. In that game, Xerxis was literally in the front of my army charging forward, which was terrifying. But it was a different list, a whole different matchup. So,
yeah, that was a Harbinger Tier 4 theme force with 5 paladins, and unfortunately, Xerxis is the only model in this list that has a magic weapon.
Yeah, so he was kind of trying to deal with paladins every left and right. He's like, I got this one. Okay, keep murdering it. Eventually, you'll run out.
Took a while.
Yeah. But luckily the camera stopped recording 10 minutes before the game was over. Hilariously enough.
So you will never know the gloriousness of that game.
Yeah. Of course, we didn't know it didn't record till we were done.
Yeah.
Like, haha!
It was Andy getting to April Fool's a little early. So that, I believe, was the battle engine firing.
Yep.
And now we got the Redeemer firing shots into Tiberian.
And he's got he's plus and minus because he stood still and.
Yeah, so I mean, he's up to a 6 red, I believe, with his bonuses and penalties for inaccuracy.
He only needs a 4.
Yeah, and then counting Harmon for the damage, he's up to 17 base on his gun, which is pretty effective.
Although the battle engine, he must have moved the battle engine and then fired it because it just moved.
Yeah, it did move up a little bit to I think give Severius a little bit of bit of breathing room for kill box.
Now you're firing with it, yep. Now the benefit for me is even though you're blowing, you keep putting everything in a Tiberian, my army is basically not being touched.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fact that I have 2, like some of my lists where I play with 1 beast, if I had 1 beast, it would be a big problem. But if I have 2, if I lose 1 early, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, you still can generate some fury for Xerxis without having to cut yourself every turn.
Because if you look at I think my damage grid over there is looking pretty grim. I have a lot of green marker on that card.
Lots of pointing.
We're pointing. I don't know. I got this one. Oh, this one. I'm like, yep, that's Xerxes. I don't know. Okay. Oh, you did.
Admonisher.
Admonisher is what's
the battle engine.
Yep.
Deciding which were the closest targets.
Yep. We remembered. No, you heard another guy. Oh no. Another thing about my army that I like is when my own guys are on fire, they just don't care. Like they'll live like 2 turns on fire.
Oh yeah.
So now you're fighting guys who are weapon masters who are on fire attacking you. They should gain fear when attacking while on fire. That's just me.
You have to roll an 11 or 12 to kill a guy that's on fire.
It's
in your
minus
army?
3, so yeah, you need to
get some pretty serious damage on them.
All right, so
hoping
Severius is safe back there, and at this point, the Tiberian is at 2 points.
He's at 1 or 2 hit points right now.
Yep. So I'm putting all my eggs into one basket, pulling the focus off the rack, and sending an immolation into him from Xerxes, or from Severius, which through the blessing gives her an extra +2.
It's a good bond or a good combination. Oh my God, Tiberian! No,
so that brings it up to I think a 17 base damage.
Tiberian died. He goes over in look at the camera spot of the board. Hi, camera.
And there he will remain for the remainder of the game.
So you end your turn, but I'm about to do my turn, but we realized you didn't activate all your models. So in 3 seconds, we're going to go back to your turn. We were like, wait, we'll let. Oh, I also score a point because it was bottom of 2, and you did not get into the zone.
That's true. Yeah.
But we're like, because now you're like, wait, I have an avatar with 3 focus.
And he was going to do something.
Yeah, it was going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yep. So my thought here, as I am graciously allowed to move my avatar, is that moving him up there is basically going to give me basically an extra turn of shooting, hopefully, because I'll kind of absorb a lot of the charges from his army that might be engaging other models, and also hopefully kill a bunch of the incendiaries so he's not lighting everything on fire on that flank.
And there he comes.
Yep. And I'm also kind of hoping that his armor 21 is going to save him from being destroyed in a turn.
I feel like that's very hopeful with all the weapon master on that side of the table.
Yes, but we shall see.
Menoth is full of hope.
Yeah.
They're the hope faction.
I'll give you a hint. He's either going to die in 1 turn or he's going to last for 3. What do you think's going to happen? Make bets now.
I will say occasionally, models like the Avatar or the Deathjack, where they live 1 turn too many, it usually means that person wins the game. I mean,
it's true.
I mean, those are terrifying. There goes my entire army. Everything in basically range of my, then you set my army on fire because their Avatar just cleaned house a little bit there.
Yep. So we went up, killed a bunch of incendiary, and made them explode in fire. Maybe not so ironically.
Oh, look at that. He doesn't care.
Goes out. He burns a little. It goes out. And a couple points of damage on that guy.
No, his face.
2 guys on fire. And now Brian can do the nasty.
I think I start off with Xerxis this turn. I think I'm basically thinking to myself, I'm basically going to defeat just to make sure the Avatar die. That's like my logic. I'm like, everything else in the army is weapon masters. I can just kill them with enough effort that it won't matter. I did lose Fury on Tiberian, so I'm also casting Fury on the unit of Acurarii that's about to charge into the Avatar. So I figure with Fury in my feet, that should leave a dent.
So it brings them up to what, POW 14 or 15 weapon master?
Acurarii are 12, so they go up to 15.
That's definitely pretty scary even at ARM 21, 22.
Yeah, I mean, it's 5 dice, so yeah. It's,
Yeah, so start hedging those bets now, people.
Yeah. Only 2 of them get to charge, full charge, because 2 of them are too close. Whoa, some crazy music in the background of this room.
That was suspense. Perhaps I should turn my cell phone off.
Your phone understands timing.
Drama.
I'm like, oh, sad, not charge, not a charge.
So everyone's ready to hug the Avatar.
Ooh.
So they're at 8? 7.
7.
So that 3 still hits, sadly, which is why he's rolling
And
all those
there's,
dice.
there's a non-charge.
Yeah.
The funny thing was, the game before this that didn't record, that was my average roll on all my dice for an entire game against John.
Yes, that was absolutely horrendous, I've got to say.
So yeah. Oh, look at that, it's a non-charge. I rolled Snake Eyes. Or did I roll Snake Eyes? Oh, yeah,
That game did Incendiary kill the Avatar?
No. I forget what killed that game.
Because, on 3 dice average, it's like 13, 14.
There's
right?
one of my charge attacks that hits. That's a low number.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I think I have my last charge. Of course, hits. 12's a little overkill, but whatever. Well, okay, there's a bad roll.
Okay, yeah.
They're average-ish.
And that's the risk with Weapon Master.
Yeah.
You can get those spikes and it can be amazing, and sometimes you'll just roll 5 1s and go, well, that was great.
Here, speaking of Tyrant Commander for the fun,
Yep.
I love when he comes in to clean things up. Boom. Because now it's power 12.
With the 5 dice.
Yep. 5 dice help. I think it's more than enough to finish it off.
Yep. So they're a sad little blank base in replace of the once glorious Avatar.
I will see, which is pretty good. I mean, usually a lot of generic jacks will usually die to 3 Acurarii on a charge on my feet.
Yeah.
And it took 2. Well, only 2 of them actually got a charge attack off. So, and one of the non-charge missed. But it's also the Avatar. Armor 21 takes a little bit extra to go through.
Yeah. Yeah, in retrospect, giving him Defender's Ward instead of the Blessing of Vengeance before I charge him up there probably would have been a solid plan. But with another wave of Acuraii behind those, I guess, and really wouldn't have mattered too much.
So now Mike takes that Sunburst.
I believe that's a charge, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's a charge. That might be a run. That second one's a run. I think I only have 2 charges. One on the Sunburst and one on the Roman guy, like that guy. I really wanted to charge Holt behind him, but I wasn't sure if it was 10 inches, so I was like, I got afraid to just charge the dude. And then I do a pretty dumb move here. Just a second.
Almost as done as feeding your Avatar to your opponent?
No, not quite, but I charge a Sunburst and a dude, and I actually I attack the Roman guy first and just obliterate him.
Yep, so, Cassius is dead. And now the battle engine takes D3 points of damage. And Cassius is going to walk over to the guy that just charged the battle, or the Sunburst. And put a halberd in his face.
And those guys are all out of my Xerxis feet range. They're way too far away to get any benefits.
So that's an extra armor as well?
If they're base to base.
Okay.
I think I don't actually take as good advantage as I could. My key miles, I make sure I base to base. But
So there I had a pretty good spike on the damage roll and took out that guy. Yeah. So the Sunburst shall live another turn.
my pile of watching the camera is growing, though, ever so slightly.
Was that intentional?
Yeah,
or
it was intentional. And there's my other unit just kind of running / charging. I think it's a lot of just runs. Basically, I mean, this is what this army does. It's suddenly you just have this many weapon massed high armor guys just in your face. They start making you make tough decisions very, very fast. And I pre-measured, like the guys on the hill are within 9 inches of Xerxis, so they can be run through because of martial discipline.
It's such a great ability, especially when you have so many medium-based models.
Yeah.
And there Brian's cheating a little bit and moving his guys around.
Not gonna have. I bumped
Actually,
it.
moved him farther back, so
Yeah.
I guess it's really not.
Take that, Brian. All right, here's some incendiary having some fun shooting people. I think my best incendiary was in a game I killed. It was versus Andy. I killed Reinhold, Ayana. Man, what are all the key Durgan solos? You got Reinhold,
Dougal.
No, not Dougal. He was the one who lived because I couldn't kill him. I killed Reinhold.
Well, you don't get a roll on him. He's still on fire, would he?
No, he doesn't get put on fire. His duck to the ground is immune. But I literally killed 5 Avandi solos on turn 2 with incendiary.
Oh wow!
So Durgan lost all of his synergy for his feet. It was the best turn ever. Yep. Andy did not agree.
Yep, so that was the last guy in the sunburst dying there, with the exception of the crew member that was too far away to pick up the gun.
Yeah, now I'm just setting a lot of things on fire. Now the incendiary are kind of doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. See, my Redeemer behind the wall is burning there.
I think so. I got the Vassal on fire as well, which was my real target of that shenanigans.
Yeah. So, fortunately, his being base to base with the Redeemer does save him from getting snuffed by the blast damage here.
Looking at some line of sight.
Yeah.
Actually, you're firing towards the back there.
Yeah. I decided to screw it. I just shot in my other areas. I'm like, I'll just shoot at my own guys. I was aiming at like an Anna or whatever. There's me knocking more models over.
I'm starting to notice that as a theme in the list.
It is.
Lots of medium bases and lots of them just getting knocked over by Brian.
Yeah. Well, you're both a little tired at this point. Yeah. Like, why are we playing another game? I got a lot of requests. People wanted to. I've talked about this army in the last 3 podcasts, so people have wanted to kind of see it on the table.
Yeah, and let me say, playing across from it's
intimidating.
reasonably unpleasant. So here they're
defensive strike.
Yep, taking a swing and doing no damage. Doing the quick math and being a little sad. So yeah, defensive strike at POW 13 really just doesn't, or POW 14, I guess, without Menoth still isn't very effective.
It could kill a guy, though. I mean,
it's not good against like high multi-wound infantry like this, but it's good like if they get charged by Bane thralls.
There's a pretty good roll over there. Actually, I maybe not.
Yep. So I took a chunk out of the blessing there. Next guy misses.
Yep.
His buddy misses, I believe.
Yeah, I rolled a 13. Yep, I had a few misses there. Yeah. That'll happen.
So, I think the
defense?
Defender's... No, just Defender's Ward.
Yeah.
So that definitely did help you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now at this point, I'm very happy I didn't put the Defender's Ward on the Avatar and charge him out there.
Gladiator is basically just going in front. He's there for 2 reasons. One, he is giving my caster +2 armor. The other half of my feet, the defensive part, is +2 armor of every model base to base. And I figure he can charge wherever I want him next turn. And there's enough models in the way that he can't get to the Gladiator.
It definitely gives you that second line threat.
Yeah, but the Pain Givers are just kind of advancing up to do whatever. And I score a second point because I have now a huge amount of stuff between you and me.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to even think about getting to that flag to contest it. Oh, it's my turn. Look at that.
Uh-oh, fire!
Yeah. At this point, lots of stuff on both sides is starting to burn a bit.
Yeah.
So Avatar gets no focus because he's down on the table. I'm upkeeping a couple spells here.
I am Menoth upkeeping what? Shocking.
Yeah, all 3 there. And then contemplating the benefits of letting the Blessing cut some stuff up with this Halberd versus taking some more shots with the Redeemer.
Yeah, the Redeemer, unfortunately for me, is completely unopposed. Where I'm just gonna have to take some more shots from him. It's just have to suck it up.
Yeah, so there are choir member burned to death. Vassal, luckily, just takes a couple of points.
Luckily, I know that's the wrong word.
Yeah, it's all subjective.
Yeah, I can't wait till this army's all painted up. Everything's being painted exactly look alike too. There's going to be no difference in my models.
Other than just different markings on the bases to differentiate units.
I'm going to make them completely blend together because I know people really like that when your army you can't tell any miles apart.
That's kind of why I stick with the pewter color with my list. Makes it harder to differentiate things. And then if I have all their staffs broken off, no one knows what anything is, so that helps too.
You're plotting some more.
Yeah. Which at this point does take quite a bit of plotting because I'm getting surrounded and outnumbered pretty quickly.
There may be a few guys staring at you.
Just a couple.
Just figuring out how much lube you might need.
Yeah. Yeah, because Xerxis is a pretty big club.
My incendiary on the bottom half of the screen and my accurari could have been more base to base to get advantage of the Xerxis feat, but I chose not to because I don't care about armor, evidently.
It's overrated.
Yeah. I mean, some of the models are base to base on purpose, but I could have been a little bit cleaner and had a few more base to base.
Well, really, you were just trying to even things out.
Yeah.
A little bit, give John an advantage.
I appreciate that, Brian.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're killing right now with your...
I believe the Blessing of Vengeance is not doing anything.
Or the choir? Oh, no, it's your Rovan. You're not Rovan, but it's...
Oh, yeah, Rovan. Rovan is charging that guy by the Sunburst.
Trying to free up another shot there.
Yep, so Gaius takes his swing, kills a guy. Rovan takes a swing. Looking at his card for a really long time.
He's like, what does this guy do again?
I was checking to see if he had battle driven too, they had the bonus damage. So yeah, Robin's cleaning house a little bit, starting to get the Sunburst a little cleared up over there. Oh, remember that guy needed to make a panic check, which he fails.
Yep. He's afraid.
Well, I certainly would be too. No one let him stand behind the wall, and now he's being surrounded by giant guys. I'm checking to see if he's within range of Sevi for the command boost. Book is going to move over, and it's doing a no knockdown this turn.
So the book counts as small. It counts as small, so my Akirai could actually drag that thing.
That's true.
Which would be hilarious. I don't use drag that often, but I have won games off of drag. I have dragged Baldur one to his death, and I have dragged some key models out of the way in some other games. When suddenly one guy stands still and they do a combined range instead of they're base 6, so he goes up to an 8, and then suddenly with 2 or 3 guys helping you're at 11 or 12. You're going to hit.
Yeah, and then when you get sucked into a weapon master attack, it's
never good.
What I usually do is I pull them in, and I have Xerxes like 4 inches behind, so they get pulled in, take some damage, and Xerxes walks up and finishes off whatever's there.
Because he's good for that.
Yep.
So of course, battle hymning the choir or the 2 jacks again. Blessing of Vengeance is trying to toe up to get as many guys in reach range as possible.
He's going to kick some butt, take some names.
That's his plan. So, swinging there. The shield, I believe.
And mentally, I'm kind of gone to my Crix mode right now, where I'm throwing people at you while I just continually score control points. Like I'm just like every time you as long as you activate a model and it's not moving forward, I don't really care the results of what's happening. I'm pretty much just letting things die. And Xerxes just going, oh, don't mind me. Just hanging back here.
And when you're that far ahead, it's a valid strategy.
And I know it's going to be. I mean, he has to really put a lot of work, even to clear up a lane to run something forward. I mean, there's a lot of things in the way, and right now the blessings,
he's clearing some lanes, but he's not doing
really,
quite enough.
Yeah, there's really not enough to take advantage of it either.
My pile grows. My camera watchers. If they move, let me know though. Maybe they're like waving down there.
All right, so that was it for the blessing.
Now it's time to shoot some dudes.
So, Deemer's taking some shots. Shooting at the incendiary because I don't want to deal with the +4 defense bonus from the cover on the Accurai.
Really? It seems like the game critical mistake to me.
I think that happened a while ago. Like maybe putting this list together, I don't know.
Hey, Tiberian didn't like it.
That's true. Tiberian did not like the list.
And I feel like against a more standard infantry list that isn't all, high armor multi-wound models, it would do pretty well. You have a lot of AoEs.
Yeah, a lot of AoEs. And some, Ashes to Ashes is pretty unpleasant.
Yeah, and some reasonably good hitting power out of the battle engine and the jacks. So,
and then I think over there, Ayana just harmed the unit of Accurai.
Yep.
Now I'm looking at Holt stats because he's going to start stabbing some bitches with his gunblade.
So take this in the face.
Right in the face.
Boom.
So he can be locked down by reach and not be able to shoot that guy right there.
No, I made sure. He's actually in a half-inch range of, I think, 3 guys.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's in a good spot to do some damage.
Yep, so...
All I see in front of me is a lot of models I have to paint. I'm getting sad. I have to paint all of that. I have to paint 6 reptile hounds, another Kriya, a gladiator, and something else.
I'm kind of curious what you're going to do with those reptile hounds.
I'm going to play around with Zal a little bit, and possibly Makeda too.
Oh, sweet.
I'm sure we'll see that on our usual game night.
Yeah, I'll be bringing that. Zal's coming out for the next few weeks. To the delight of me.
And then the audience will get to see it in a battle report eventually, I'm sure.
Someday once I get it refined. I'm still getting my 3 lists for Adepticon figured out. This one should be one of the 3. I mean, it's this thing. Before this game, it's won. It had 12 wins in a row, 11 of them in tournaments. So it's held up against practically everything that's been thrown at it. A couple close games, but overall, it's performed well.
Yeah, the one before this was a little close.
Yeah, it was. That game ended how I would say almost 40% of my games end with Tiberian killing the opponent caster. Tiberian usually can endure shenanigans, and then people put so much effort into killing the army that Tiberian just kind of walks up and just finishes off things.
That's why I made sure to get rid of Tiberian right away, because I figured he would be, with enough speed boost, clearing out the battle engine, Tiberian would be able to sneak, wade right up there and take out the caster.
Your battle just kind of lunged forward on its base. It's like I'm tired.
It's aiming at the Accurai in front of it.
Just have to do that.
Yeah. So I'm activating a miracle here to push that Accurai out of melee with it. So
go away.
He's going to get zipped back over to that hill.
And a couple, one of them was already on fire, because it puts it on fire, doesn't it, or no?
Yep, puts him on fire too. So then after that, he's going to pop a shot at that guy.
Good pointing.
Yep. At least I do that for the camera.
I'll say there's one game where I should have lost with this list, but my opponent just took too long to kill it, so I actually I won one game by death clock with this list because my opponent took too long to kill it all. He needed 63 minutes to kill my army. Unfortunately, he was only given 60. That was a
bit of a bummer. Yeah, I mean, not for you, but
that was a ridiculous. That was when I played against a local troll player and his Undying. Speaking of, he had a Earthborn that wouldn't die for 3 turns. It was awful.
So, that'll put a damper in your plans.
Yeah. So now you're just killing more of my dudes.
So, hit that guy with the main gun from the battle engine.
Yeah, I mean, you're clearing a lot of my army is thinned out here pretty well, and your only heavy loss has been the Avatar.
Yeah. So I was expecting to lose him up there, just not quite so quickly. So, hoping to finish off those Accurais with the Admonisher attacks. Of course, I'm boosting everything here, going for the best case scenario, and of course that guy gets finished off, which helps out quite a bit. Yeah. So what it lacks in models, it does make up with firepower.
Yeah, definitely everything. Everything seems to be able to put out quite a bit of damage.
I've had a few games where my army gets like I've lost everything but Tiberium, and my pain givers come in and start clearing lanes for Tiberium to go and kill more things. Which is what my worst fear was, and then your army just came up and massacred things. Still cleaning the board of some dudes. Yep.
It's interesting having seen the last bit of this game. Is the only thing I've seen so far. This is mostly fresh for me, and I still have no idea how it got into the situation that it gets into.
Yeah. All right. So there's, I believe that missed. Oh yeah, because I took a shot at the cataphract there that was in combat with Holt.
Oh yeah,
missed it, and then it drifted onto Holt.
So,
and
good shot. Good shot.
Yeah, that's a good drift. Actually, I think I got Holt and Iana.
Yeah, so it's going to be power 9 blast damage on Holt. And also on Iana.
Doing some math. Oh.
Hey, look, there goes Holt. And on Iana, she barely lives. And I guess one of the advantages of the attendant priest being in the unit is one of them dying doesn't force the panic check.
It's so unusual.
Their leadership is pretty good, though.
Yeah. I mean, the extra. I mean, they get the bonus from the Eye of Menoth. And then he can protect them from spells as well. So I mean, there's definitely some perks, but it does become a 6-point cost 3-man unit, which is definitely on the pricier side of things.
Now you're actually doing looks like you held off on the Redeemer. Now you're back to him again.
Yep. So just gonna don't have very many good targets. I'm just gonna try to clean out some of the incendiary, and hopefully less of my stuff will get lit on fire on Brian's turn. So got a little bit of blast damage on some guys around there too.
Boom! Oh, I think you just hit that one guy.
Looks like it.
So a couple points of blast damage on him. Gonna buy another attack on the guy on the end there. I believe hits. And not quite enough to kill him. Last shots. Yep, there we go.
Boom.
Takes him out. A little blast damage on his friend.
This is where my army gets fun for me to play, because now I have a lot of units of 2 and a lot of units of 1, so I really have this freedom of just going in all these random directions. I don't have to worry about formation that much. It's like this dude goes here, this dude goes here. It becomes like an army of solos suddenly.
Yeah. And as solos, the cataphract are pretty effective.
But no, I'm definitely concerned. I mean, at this point, I am concerned because I've taken a lot of casualties. But I am at 3. I am at 3 points, so I'm like, okay, which will put me to 4 at the end of my turn. So I'm going to go really close. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I just have to jam him some more and keep him within 4, keep him more than 4 inches away from that flag.
Yeah. At this point, I'm still trying to figure out a way where I can somehow eke out an assassination on Xerxis, because trying to get anything within 4 inches of the flag to contest it there is just going to mean that model is going to die. And at this point, I really need to try to keep as much of my army intact as possible if I want to try to pull off an assassination run here next turn.
Is there a reason you didn't go for the second flag?
I just didn't feel it. I wanted to just jam in front of my flag. I had thought about it a couple times. If I have the unit of 3 Accurii still, or 3 Accurii,
Yeah.
And I was debating
Yeah.
going for it, but I didn't feel I had quite enough models to clean up the spot. But
Yeah. And
it did cross my mind a little bit.
yeah.
But
And you
kinda
have to
hard to
clear out
see.
the sunburst was just barely within 4 inches there.
Okay.
And that one guy getting killed by Cassius and his little walk over there from the miracle
yeah,
kind of eliminated that strategy until he can get some more troops there to clear stuff out.
Tyrant Commander coming in. You're like, take that, Tyrant Commander. I'm gonna. You did not defensive strike. Oh yeah, you defensive strike.
Yep. Defensive strike the standard bearer. Does the standard bearer even do anything?
He's a weapon. But
Otherwise?
no, he was the less of the threat. I mean, the
Yeah.
Tyrant Commander was a big threat, but you killed the standard bearer in his face. I think.
Yep. Halberd to the
At
throat.
the same time, how much are you really going to do to the tyrant?
Yeah, I think that was my thought that the POW 13 or 14 hit on the tyrant wasn't going to be enough to finish him off in one shot.
And then Malek said they're all damaging. Like, oh, I got vision.
Yeah, so
Take that.
So I absorbed the one vision hit there.
And I kept Fury on my 1 unit of 3 Ecurari. They were pretty happy with that.
Turns out I was not that happy with it.
And I think my Tyrant Commander gives that unit Pathfinder when he charged, because it's just a...
Yeah, because I mean they're standing over the rubble of the Avatar there. So that guy's moving up, and I believe...
He's charging at an angle to the
Yep, so he's charging
this battle engine, I
the
think.
battle engine. Another guy I think went back there and either charged the Attendant Priest or maybe Roven.
Yeah, it was one.
I think he attacked Roven.
Well,
Didn't quite finish him off.
Solid rolls there from
but
Ryan.
the 10 did hit. I mean,
Yeah.
the 3 did hit the battle engine. Hey, this game, my dice weren't as stupid as my last game against John, so I actually had some average rolls in this game.
Yeah, no, there was more than enough average. I think I certainly can't complain up to this point about dice luck on either side of the table.
Yeah. The first game was pretty stupid, though.
Oh god, that was horrendous.
It was.
I'm kind of glad that got deleted.
Yeah.
not the best showing.
No, I mean it kind of came right down to it at the end, but there was certainly some things that probably shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it was an awkward game. It was just a very awkward and long.
Well, I mean, we still had. I mean, it was like an hour 13.
Yeah, I guess not.
It just felt like it took forever.
It felt longer.
As playing, you always seem
no,
like an
what happened to
eternity,
the battle
Brian.
engine? Oh, it died. And now I'm just doing some. I had one more guy charged. Now he just did a.
You did a victory swing.
Well, he did a non-charge. He
Did a non-charge
He
and
killed
Ayana.
Ayana. And now suddenly, Severius like, oh look, an entire army of dudes are right in front of my face.
You can't hurt me. I have Menoth up. Wait. All right. So I rolled 2 dice for something.
You just walk
Free
through.
strike, it looks like.
Oh yeah. Maybe
Probably.
we'll go with that.
I think it was a free strike.
Yeah, because it looks like you left the blessings.
No, because he wasn't engaged with the blessing. I think.
All right, then. I don't know.
It's a mysterious roll. He walked forward and swung at the vassal and missed.
Still trying to figure out what that guy's doing. Still nothing. And now we're getting some shots at Sevi.
Oh yeah, now I'm just trying to burn Sevi.
I mean, if you have an opening to him, he is such a squishy caster.
Oh yeah.
And I put a couple. I mean, he gets a couple points here. I'm not sure. And of course, the fire is all I care about. I just want him to burn.
Yeah, he doesn't do well in fiery circumstances.
I kind of leaves that one to Fiora.
Yeah, I think he has like 8. I think he has like 8 boxes left.
Yeah, I mean you don't want to wear a lot of cloth when you're.
And here
You're dealing
comes
with
the
fire.
pain givers. I'm actually
Still got the Titan left to go.
who I think is actually doing a.
Maybe they do a grand slam against the blessing there.
I think so. I think I might cheat here. We'll see. He was in rage, so he didn't have to pay for it. I knock him into the wall.
Yep. He goes back and he goes through a choir member, I believe.
Yeah, which is
Or no, I think that's Gaius there. Yep, So he gets slammed back into the wall and takes super slam damage.
But not knocked down because of the book.
Yep.
I'm like hard because I grand slam 1 out of every 44 games.
Yeah, it's sort of situational. I mean, that whole having to draw the straight line to the model is...
Yeah.
But it's useful in the situations that it comes up.
I must have discharged. I thought a grand slam, but
No, you did, because...
No, you would have moved. It must have just been a charge attack. Did I grand slam in the previous game, maybe? Yeah, we're confusing. Right.
I'm pretty sure you slammed me.
I think it was the last game.
Well, then,
no.
how did you do damage? to
Oh,
that?
there we go. Okay.
I think you're just rolling
Yeah.
everything before moving.
Yeah, there we go.
Thumbs up.
The follow up. All right, I'm not crazy. Buying an attack, looks like. If you're not knocked down, so I'm a little sad, but I have to actually hit you.
Yeah.
It's the book. It's a terrible thing to have to deal with.
Yeah, just hanging out there inconspicuously in the back.
Yeah.
Not taking damage from ranged attacks, basically.
Which is fortunate, and it hasn't started on fire yet either, which is also making
And
me
I
happy.
don't even buy. I make sure I don't full up on Fury and the Gladiator. Plus, I don't honestly care because I just push you farther from the flag. So in my mind, I don't care that you're not dead. You're just you're in a worse spot. Is really
Because that puts you at 4.
with 4 spots, and now my army's. I'm feeling somewhat confident, but you might have. I mean, you might have. I'm hoping you burn to death more than anything. I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
my true hope.
Yeah, a burning Sevi, not so good.
Hey, everything you can burn a caster on Menoth to death. It's always it's a good feeling. If they get from
Yay,
Menoth.
irony. Doesn't go out.
And I roll like a 4, so he's fine.
Yeah. Point goes out on the Redeemer, does not go out on the Vassal, and the Vassal burns to death, which makes me very sad.
So during the game, I think we forgot if your one guy made a command trick announcement. Maybe we'll see if you passed because you failed last turn because you were thinking of moving him forward. I think
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're like trying to find a model that can actually.
Actually contest the flag for a turn.
Yeah.
Though, of course, killing a crew for on the light artillery piece is more of a technicality than an actual issue. So right now I'm trying to think if there's some way I can possibly get a run up at Xerxis.
Because Xerxis is sitting at 15-20 with some transfers, so he's feeling confident, but you never know what can happen.
Yeah. Now, at this point, my army is getting pretty thinned out.
Yeah, you did a lot of damage, but I still had enough to just counterbalance, hit you back just hard enough.
Yeah.
I mean, my dead pile has gotten pretty ridiculous.
Plus, the battle engine damages itself quite a bit.
Yeah, man, I think it was a good probably 7 or 8 points of damage in before it got destroyed by some Accurai.
I mean, charging weapon masters, as we've established, definitely will wreck something regardless of how armored it is.
Yeah.
When they need 3s to hit, they're going to hit.
That defense 10 is pretty nice.
Yeah. You're thinking.
Yeah. Yes. Sadly for the viewers of this video cast, there is quite a bit of thinking and not a lot of action
How
here.
dare you think? I mean, but the thing is, again, it's death clock, so you don't have to rush. You know you're either going to clear me out and put enough threat on me this turn, or you're going to lose. So you don't.
Yeah, you gotta take your time. You got 20 minutes to figure out how to try and stop it. So.
I think you're probably asking about Xerxes. I'm probably blinking at his buff. He's like, haha, Defender's Ward, suck it.
But that's my favorite trick. See, I believe I am.
Now you know how it feels.
I think I'm dropping Defender's Ward this turn and upkeeping,
You are.
upkeeping Eye of Menoth.
Yeah, it's the funny part. You're like, I don't need Defender's Ward, but which is, possible, but I am Menoth. I mean, that shouldn't even be dropped. It should just be assumed it's on there.
Yeah. +1 to hit and damage for everything is why would you ever get rid of it?
Yeah.
Unless you want to put Vision on Severius to maybe save his ass somewhere down the line, but considering you probably have more than one attack that could get to him, Vision on Severius probably isn't going to increase the survivability by much.
Not this time, no.
I think you're still concerned about the army of Akirarii 3.5 inches away from you. For some reason, that's a concern. I don't know why.
It is a bit of an issue.
And what do we now know about Severius that we forgot at this point in the game?
Oh, he's got a cool ability. There's an ability that would have came in handy if you had remembered it.
Oh, yeah. Have,
Looks like you forgot it again there for a minute.
No, I didn't remember it until after his activation, which I guess a bit of a spoiler, but whatever ability he has that he can take control of an infantry model. Conversion?
I don't know.
I play somewhat. Normally, when I play against Menoth, I'm always playing my Cricks, so I always have my dead models, so it never comes into play.
Yeah.
I normally, when I play Hordes, I end up fighting have an Epic Furia like 80% of the time. So it's weird to have living models against Sevi. So I didn't even know it was a thing that could have happened.
Yeah, it's been so long. Like I've only played about 3 or 4 games of with Menoth this year.
Well, your name is John. You play Menoth. You know, we could go in that whole thing.
Cause some more anger on the internet.
I'm looking up Sevi at my war room while models are moving around on the table. War room.
Questions being asked.
How dare you ask me questions?
So what's going on
finally,
with Blessing there? Putting some focus down?
Yep, so I'm putting some focus on Blessing because without the Vassal there to ancillary attack the Redeemers to clear out the Accurai, I'm not going to really be able to make much use of his gun.
Well, convert the star action, so you would have had you couldn't have attacked. I think you actually make some attacks with your sword, but yeah, it just becomes yours for the rest of the game.
And considering that there's been at least a couple of turns where there's been Accurai very close to Sevi.
They do have to make a command check, so they only fail on a 10 plus, so it's not the...
I mean, it's not a guaranteed thing, but it's certainly
still a roll.
Something I shouldn't be ignoring as a special ability on my character.
Like what else were you doing with his action?
I think he charges in and kills a dude. We'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
Yeah, this turn, he's...
Yeah, but I mean, just in general.
Yeah.
He's going to beat face with his Staff of Authority.
You're like, hey, Xerxis, I can see you, ish.
I can see you, but what can I do about that? Should I decide if I can immolate him to death? Doesn't seem that likely.
Well, Sunburst will take a shot. He's like, I can see you.
Yep, so Sunburst pops a shot and falls short. Oh.
Xerxes always knows what 16 inches from him is like. He only has a 10-inch...
I'll place myself at 16 1/4.
Yeah, that's why he's a tactical genius. Just imagine him on a rhino right now.
Oh, good God. That'd be awesome. I could see him over everything.
Yeah. I'm going to play a lot of Xerxes on a rhino, but I have a funny feeling he's going to be dead Xerxes on a rhino more often than he will be alive.
Did they say whether that's going to be a large or a huge base?
It's a huge base.
Huge base.
He's going to be the full-on battle engine caster.
Yeah, I'm fairly excited for Resnick on the huge base. Now there's a lot more spoilers out there.
Well, that book comes out. Book's out like in a month and a week. It's pretty soon.
Yeah, it's not too much longer.
We'll start to probably see full-on spoilers middle of March.
Yeah. Supposedly his whole spell list and everything is spoiled, and most of it looks like it's not too bad, but
it'll be fun.
Looks like he might be more of a buff bot than a crazy melee caster.
What are you doing to me now? I think you're something swinging at my gladiator.
Yep. That would be
that was Sevi, wasn't it?
No, I think Gaius might still be alive back there. I think he took a little pot shot there.
Yeah, here's our you can't remove him. You have to make a command check. You're like, oh wait, that's a. We can rewind the tape to see because we know you rolled for it, but I forgot to double check if you passed or failed. Like I thought, yeah. Then I'm just trying to give it to you. I'm like, whatever, you can run one dude at the flag. It's like I'm okay with that guy. If that's your plan, John, you can have the guy on the flag. He'll slow me down.
But no, I don't want to cheat.
Nope.
I don't want to take advantage of a situation.
And I'm like, just move him forward. I mean, that crewman could, outlast my army.
Yeah.
Brian could, in theory, roll ones for every attack on that crewman.
Yeah. So there's the choir moving up now. Battle hymning my jacks.
Then I would reverse the give me and make you take the model back. You can't action.
All right. And then Redeemer activated right after that. Took a swing.
He is
Cleared
the-
out the Accurai. He's done,
That
sadly.
guy's looking. He's watching the battle, not the monitor. Accurai, he's not doing it right.
Looks like you got a couple of them.
They're moving themselves. Oh. Now rolls are happening with the dice.
Yeah, I think not entirely sure what I'm doing at this point.
Is that a
Probably
remember?
stopping and thinking again. Now I'm deciding what to do with Severius.
Now
He's going to gloriously charge into the fray here.
He has chosen death at this point.
No, he has chosen victory,
he's got this
as you may see shortly.
pro play. You're like, you know what? Maybe I put.
Yeah.
You recast Defender's Ward.
Yep, I'll just put Defender's Ward back on the Blessing because it's far better to do it for 2 on your activation than to do it for 1 during the maintenance phase. So he swings, takes a chunk out of an Accurai,
Oh, my Gladiator.
or your Gladiator even.
I think you took his body out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I was like, I lost my body. Because something else dinged it, and then Sevi came in and like found the weak spot and just stabbed it.
Yeah, it's a powerful staff.
Yeah.
And in anybody but Sevi's hands, it would be a very
It was,
dangerous weapon.
These are your second rack this game.
Yeah.
Just Rack's having all sorts of problems.
Yeah, so he's doing more stuff. Now, Blessing of Vengeance is moving around the side here. Going to be giving up a free strike from the Gladiator as he moves to contest the flag. Trying to angle myself to not give up any backstrike bonuses to Incendiary. And plus time up so they can't light anything else on fire.
And I missed you, I think.
Yep. So Defender's Ward again, coming in very handy. Probably shouldn't have let that drop. He's taking a swing at the Gladiator. Not sure if the audience can hear the sweet sound of explosions in the background.
Yeah, there's a lot of explosions.
As Major Tusk is playing Tomb Raider over there.
A violent version.
All right, so digging into the Gladiator some more. And I think got one more attack. Oh, and that did it. The Blessing of Vengeance clears it out.
And here you're like, going, you didn't feel as bad. You're like, wait a minute, he doesn't have any beasts. Why? Sevi should walk back a few inches now. You're like,
Quick, activate my shifting stones.
Wow.
Yeah.
so now
So I'm
it's,
going up there doing no spells on the odd chance that you're going to try to spell me to death.
Oh, yeah,
Can Xerxis spell me to death?
he has no offense.
Okay. Oh, I can't even be targeted by spells.
Yep. There's that. Plus, he doesn't have enough. So I'm thinking I have two things to try to kill you with. Well, 2 ways to kill you. Get my caster on Sevi and kill you, or walk forward and crit slam that thing back, or just slam. I'm not even crit. Just if I combo strike, it's a slam automatically. Because if you get pushed 1 inch away, you will.
I'll be out of contention.
Yep.
So
But if I do that and I miss on my crit, if I miss on my combo strike, suddenly.
then you have to kill him, or else
Yeah.
it's game over.
And I have no more transfers, so I'm a little concerned on that. But I mean, I got Sevi surrounded by an armada of Accuarii, so they're just kind of like walking up now, going, "Well, they're taking bets who's going to kill him."
This is pretty much the point. Where
Yeah,
I
they
saw
need a
this game.
7, and then they'll look at a 4, and then a 5, and then a 4. I'm like, oh, well, they didn't do it.
Yeah, see, Sevi, a lot more survivable than people give him credit for. We've been bad mouthing him this whole video cast,
Yeah.
and look at this. He's holding his own against a bunch of weapon masters.
Who rolled very nicely.
Yeah.
So now it wasn't anything to do with the rolls. It's all to do with
Sevi.
With Sevi.
He tricked them.
Tricked them.
Mind powers.
Well, they're worried about converting to Menoth. They're not sure. They're trying to figure out, is he really,
So I move that unit. I basically move this unit out of the way because I'm still debating maybe slamming him. So I want to make sure I don't. I slam. So
You don't want him to bounce off and go back into...
Yeah, and they're just firing in Sevi's general direction as well. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I drifted like 2 to the 1, so I set some more guys on fire. So Sevi's on fire yet again. That's my contingency plan. It's always good to...
Yep. Set on fire, and I think I used up most of his focus. I think he still has 2 sitting back there, so he's armor 16.
Sitting on a couple.
Yeah, my army's back on fire again.
So no damage on Sevi from that one.
I didn't upkeep any spells. I dropped them on full 5. I'm like, screw the upkeep. It's series time. Screw Defender's Ward and screw Fury.
Oh, I also remember positioning my Blessing of Vengeance to keep those guys in his line of sight and engaged. I think we may have both just failed to remember that.
Oh, there would be no free strike.
Huh?
I mean, you said...
Because didn't the Incendiary just move out?
Oh, they moved, yeah.
Move and then shoot?
Yep.
Cheater.
Yeah.
That cost me the game.
Yeah. It's not what happens next. No.
Technically, the free strike is optional. You have to call it.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're like, you know what? I don't care what those guys do.
Yeah. I've got this in the bag.
Sevi was just going to clean up.
And I gave you a free strike even though I was still, I think, 2 inches. So I was like, there's a free, no reason free strike. Oh, and I realized it. Like, wait a minute. Like,
I'm still engaged. Never mind.
Yeah. Now, can I hit your caster? I don't know.
I'm at 8 on Xerxis, I believe, right?
Yep, an 8. And I decided to combo strike because I know I need like 7 to kill you, so I combo strike because I'm like a +6 or something ridiculous. I'm like, overkill, and then hits.
And
Magic
Xerxes
mirror.
Explode.
Yeah.
And then Brian does what Brian does.
Yeah, the model's having fun here.
Go for the teabag.
I could just keep some ran.
Teabag accomplished.
Now you're helping.
Now they're just balancing.
Yeah.
I
think the
he's
comment,
holding him on his shoulders,
yeah, I
parading
think
him
that
through
was
all
the
the
comment.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh.
Yep. Rolling the credits. I'm not sure if any of this talking matters. We'll assume not.
We're still
Well, I mean, it's
on
still
the
recording.
air.
It's still recording, so
Yeah, so
Andy
we can say
probably
whatever
won't
we
edit
want.
it.
And yeah, this is definitely just going to be tacked on, right?
I think
We're
so.
done, Andy.
Thank-
We won.
Yep.
It's over.
Victory. Thanks for listening.